Within the same hour that possession of the spear passed out of German hands, hundreds of miles away in Berlin, as Russian tanks approached, Adolf Hitler killed himself. The spear was now in the hands of the United States. General George Patton was the only official to identify it and understand its significance. General Dwight D. Eisenhower, commander of the Allied armies in Europe, gave the order to return the spear along with the other treasures to Austria. This was done on January 4th, 1946. The Spear of Longinus and the Shroud of Turin present clues to a timeless mystery. Are the answers in the future, or have they been with us since the beginning?
The United States possessed the Spear of Longinus for only 8 months, and in that short time, America kept up with the traditions and myths of the spear's mystical powers. During that time, the United States of America introduced the world to the nuclear age. 2 atomic bombs were dropped on Japan, thus ending World War II. On January 4th, 1946, the Spear of Longinus was returned to the Illuminati family, the Habsburgs. Otto von Habsburg is currently heading the Habsburg family with his son Karl, soon to be the heir to the Habsburg royal dynasty. The Illuminati Habsburg family are behind the secret society group known as the Club of Rome. The Club of Rome are responsible for the planning and directing of the world's division into 10 global groups. In Bill Cooper's book, Behold a Pale Horse, you will find a 1973 strategy and progress report regarding their computer model of the world's division. Otto von Habsburg has been the guiding force and influence behind the unification of the European nations. As of March 12, 1996, there are 15 member nations in Group 2, the Unified States of Europe. As we have discovered, the Illuminati control nations by controlling their money supply. History is clearly beginning to repeat itself again, as these next 2 video clips will document. This next clip shows the birthing process of the one world monetary system. The birth of the single currency for the Unified States of Europe, Group 2, is planned for 1999.
As the referendum is an alien concept inconsistent with our system of representative parliamentary democracy, would it not be a mistake to change the government's policy on this issue? And as far as a single currency referendum is concerned, would my right honourable friend agree that a single currency, in the sense that every member of the European Union gives up its own country in favour of it, is not likely to happen before the next election, or the one after that, or the one after that? And a referendum on a core currency, which would split the Union, is even less likely to produce a sensible result.
Well, as I have said to the House before, let me say again to my right honourable friend, there are circumstances in which we think it might be appropriate to have a referendum on the particular matter of whether this country should decide to join a single currency were one to go ahead in 1999. I've made that point to the House before. That is a matter under consideration, and it remains so.
To Tony Blair.
Madam Speaker, does he recall, however, that he used to be flatly against a referendum on a single currency? And then he...
Order, Mr. Blair.
Sorry. That he...
Mr. Ashby, not at a football match now. Mr. Blair.
And then, Madam Speaker, his position changed to saying that the question of whether to have a referendum would not arise until after a British cabinet had recommended joining a single currency. That was the position then reiterated a few days ago by the Chancellor of the Exchequer. So it would be postponed until the decision about the single currency. Now, is that still the government's position?
If the right honourable gentleman wishes to swap quotes on these matters, if the House is patient, I will come directly to the right honourable gentleman's point before reminding him on the subject of consistency. This is the right honourable gentleman who once said, "We'll negotiate a withdrawal from the European Union." Though, to be strictly fair, Madam Speaker, he did subsequently say that he wasn't actually opposed to membership of the community. He said at the election that, within the closed doors of the Labour Party, that he disagreed with the policy on Europe. He did not, of course, say that publicly, Madam Speaker, which one might have expected from such an ambitious right honourable member. Let me say to the right honourable gentleman, I have often said before that although I do not, in general, favour referendums in our parliamentary democracy, there are circumstances in which one might be appropriate. And one of those circumstances is were the Cabinet to make a decision to join a single currency. I've made that clear. That is still the case. We are examining at the moment what the appropriate circumstances might be. When we have completed that examination, I will ensure that the right honourable gentleman is amongst the first few hundred people to know.
Yeah, Madam Speaker, he didn't actually tell us whether the Chancellor's position still remains the position of the government. Yeah. Now, can I put this question to him? Is it still his view that collective responsibility during the course of such a referendum would still apply?
The fact is, on the first point, my right honourable friend, the Chancellor, was with me and agreed in Cabinet to the examination that we are undertaking. And the examination that we are undertaking covers not only the point the right honourable gentleman raised, but a series of other important points that would need to be clear were such a decision to be taken.
Mr. Blair.
So everything's up for review then? Yes, so everything's up for review. So he used to be. Yes, he used to be. Yes. He used to be flatly against a referendum, and now he can't say. He used to be in favour of collective responsibility, and now can't say. Yeah. Isn't the truth that he, on this issue, like... Yeah, well, of course... They don't like it. They don't like it, do they, Madam Speaker? They don't like it. So, he now can't say on either issue. Isn't the truth that on this issue, as in so many other areas, he is no longer able to be a Prime Minister taking these decisions in the interests of the country, but is simply a full-time party manager trying to manage irreconcilable factions within his own party?
Madam Speaker, one of these days, the right honourable gentleman is going to learn to quit when he's losing.
This clip, presented by renowned researcher and Patriot author Tex Mars, documents the new currency planned for America. Tex also presents some other interesting facts we all should be aware of. Mr. Tex Mars.
What could occur? Well, you know, over in Davos, Switzerland recently, one of the richest men in the world, George Soros, talked about the coming financial crisis. Here is an Associated Press report. It says, Soros, multi-billionaire, warns of global disorder. Global disorder. He says eventually the world's financial markets, the weaknesses have already been shown in the dollar and the Mexican peso and such. It's only a matter of time before a financial crisis hits the whole world. Millions will be thrown out of work. People will riot in the street. It'll be a national crisis, and then will come the world government. Read my book, Dark Majesty. It'll show you Maurice Strong, you know, the man I talked about before, the United Nations Environmental Program, what he has to say about this. He's a member of that little distinguished group that goes to Davos, Switzerland each year at the World Economic Forum and decides your financial future. Well, you know, I should have known that, and you should have known that it was going to come down to money. It's going to come down to money, my friends. Because